Welcome. Okay. Good thing the network is back. So it's a network thing. So handling a particular topic or monetizing your knowledge. Now the thing is this: many of you, are in this stage of life where you know that this your one income stream is not enough, and in the course of evaluating yourself, you've realized that my free book, okay, which I think I'll drop in comment when I'm done, on 5 signs that you already know that you have a monetizable knowledge. Now, it's one thing to know that you have a monetizable knowledge. It's another thing to go ahead and monetize that knowledge. And so I know that many people now, they know that my expenses or the kind of life I want to live, what I have now is not enough, to meet it. But I have what it takes to make extra income, but I'm still not able to do it. And that's what I want to address today. What is that thing? Why have you not yet monetized your knowledge, even though you know you have one? And one of the things is this: I've, in the course of coaching people on how to beat procrastination and in getting things done, because like I tell people, oh, I forgot to introduce myself. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Dr. Loashun Oyesoya, and I help women stop hiding themselves, execute, take action, and start making money from what they already know and their experiences as well. So, in the course of helping people accomplish what they desire to accomplish, or in order to, when I try to help people to be able to actualize a goal or execute, I came to realize something, that it is not enough to have a strategy. Many a times you go to a particular person or a coach and they tell you, okay, what goal do you want to accomplish? You say, okay, let's divide it into smaller bits, into easier bits. And even though it's divided into that smaller bits, you still realize that, oh, hi, Michael, I can see you. Thanks for joining. So even though you already know that, I have this knowledge, I can make money from it. In fact, they told me I can package it into a PDF, or I can even, do an audio book, an audio class. Even though you know all of these things, you still find yourself not being able to put to practice that which you already know. You know you can do this thing. You yourself, you know it. You know that I have knowledge, but somehow, even with all the strategies, you cannot still get it done. And that's one of the things that kind of distinguishes me, because when I work with people, I work with them based on who they are, what is holding them back. And from my experience in beating procrastination, I realized that most people do not go ahead with the strategy of earning money or the strategy of monetizing their knowledge because inside their hearts, something is holding them back. There is this internal resistance that they are going through. So even though the strategy is there, the fear just pops up. So sometimes people are afraid. Sometimes people feel I'm not enough, the imposter syndrome thing. Sometimes people just feel like people will laugh at me. I do remember working with somebody very recently. She had a skill. She had a skill. She knew how to make pastries. She had learned it, she had paid to learn. Now it was time to execute and make money from this skill. Now this was like practically going to sell to people. And she was stuck at that point. I do remember somebody that was been in my program before was the one who now, referred her to me. And I just like, let's get talking. And she was like, maybe I should change environment. Maybe she should switch to another. I said, you don't need to change environment. Why would you change environment? She said she's shy. But by the time I worked with her, I realized that her problem wasn't shyness. The real issue was that she was afraid, what will people say? What if I fail? So many a times people even name the emotion, people name what is holding them back wrongly. Imagine somebody is saying she's shy. Now she wants to overcome shyness. But after speaking with her, I realized that she was not shy. I said, you're not shy. Your problem is that you're afraid what will people say, first and foremost. Secondly, you're telling yourself, what if I start and I don't succeed? And in the course of talking, she realized that that is really the truth. And we worked on that. And she just went, we didn't even have to stay so long. She just went ahead, went to the market, got all her ingredients, and there she started. And she was telling me something just 2 days ago, and I was so happy to see it. She said, all the things I was imagining, all the things I thought, people would say, maybe if I don't sell, it was all in my head. None of it happened. And I smiled. That most of the time, what is keeping you stuck, what is making you not monetize your knowledge, even though you know you have a skill, even though you can do it, is because there's an internal resistance that is holding you back. Now, if you're here, you can drop in the comments. What is your knowledge area? What is that area you have discovered that I have a skill in, but for whatever reasons you've not taken step? I will help you diagnose the reason on this live show if you can drop it. If you drop it, I think I can see my comments, even though I think there's lack, but just drop it. If you drop your knowledge area, that area that you know that I think I can monetize this knowledge, I have knowledge in this area. If you drop it in here, I will diagnose for you what has been keeping you stuck. Some people don't even know why. Many times people say, I don't have time. That's the problem. But when I work with them, and by the time I talk with them, I realize that time is not their problem. The problem is that sometimes they feel I'm not good enough. Some think I need to have more courses before I can, monetize my knowledge. And I always say something. You don't need to know everything. As long as you know enough more than somebody else. Okay, thank you. Relationship matters. How I wish we could have been more specific. But yes, relationship matters is a little broad. It could be maybe to singles, to married. But I want to ask you, if you have not started it to monetize it, drop in the comment section. What do you think is your reason for not monetizing? I want you to drop it. Just like I said, I will diagnose what the real thing that is keeping you stuck and what to do about it, because that is what today's life is about. Why you're still stuck and have not monetized your knowledge yet, and what you can do about it today. So I'll really be waiting in the comment section to see you talk about it. Just drop what you think is your reason. You might realize it might not be the reason, but by the time you're done with this session, get it done. So while I wait, let me continue. So I realized that there are internal resistance that keep people from moving forward. And that is number one, fear. Two, imposter syndrome, thinking, I don't know enough. Maybe I am not certified. For example, my first monetized knowledge, I'll give myself as an example. My first monetized knowledge was on natural skincare, when I got the natural recipes on how to get a uniformly, my face wasn't uniformly complexioned, so I got that recipe because I tried other products and it didn't work for me. So when it was time for me to monetize, when I got exposed to monetizing knowledge, I sat down, I did, after doing my review. Yes, I had a PhD, I was a lecturer already, but that was something on skincare. But guess what? I had different thoughts. I had number one thought that nobody was going to buy. I felt, who will pay for natural skincare? Maybe because I researched and got it. Who am I going to talk to? What if I'm not able to deliver it properly? I was scared of what I do. Fight them technologies. Have them to, but I got myself a target. I say, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Like I said, I help people execute, and so and that's because I my feet. So I just told myself, you know what, I'm going to do it. I joined an accountability group actually. So the guy was like, you know what, build the flyer for that thing you want to build the flyer for it. I just went ahead and built the flyer for it. Of course, I'd worked on my fears, because these are one of the things, to be able to break that fear. Because if you still have that fear, then that action. So you know what I did? What's the worst that can happen? Anyway, let me just tell you my own story. I eventually did the flyer like a rookie. I just went to Canva, how to have a pretty flawless, the secret to a pretty flawless skin. That was my first training. And I just put it there on my Instagram. And from there, I talked to people. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me put on the lights back. Please bear with me. I'll get lights now. So I just told myself that, you know what, let me just get this thing done. So I put out the flyer on my Instagram. Thank you. Okay. So I just told myself, you know what? What's the worst it can be? Did the flyer. I put it on my Instagram page. Then I started speaking to people in the DM. So, we're joining groups, we're making friends. So part of the training on the secret, you'll be interested to join. I spoke to them in the DM, and they said a couple of them agreed to join. Just like that, I kicked off. I overcame my fear of I'm not a dermatologist. I overcame my fear of who would pay me. And when people paid me, like I said, I always said I had 5 people who paid me for this training. And I just held it in a WhatsApp. Of course, I over delivered. It was comprehensive. People gave testimonials. Then I've not even learned to, keep testimonials, but people give testimonials. People were happy, and I myself was happy that I affected people's life. There are some people that had serious skin issues that they've been battling with, and because I had the guts to monetize my knowledge, I could reach. And after then, you get what happens when you take action and you overcome that internal resistance. What happens is that your eyes begin to open. I can monetize anything. In fact, the Lioness Lab that I started to help people monetize knowledge. I mean, I could just be monetizing and making money, but I told myself, I realized that many people are stuck. There are many monetized knowledge coaching out there, but they do not address the inside. Okay, yes, I'm afraid of stopping in the middle or not being enough professional. Good. Thank you for this comment. Now, remember, I was saying something before I continued. I was trying to do a life diagnosis and what to do about why you have not monetized your knowledge now. So I have in the comments, someone said relationship matters, and that the reason is that he's afraid of stopping in the middle or not being enough professional enough. Now, who wanted to monetize their knowledge had this fear. There's always this fear, like, am I a professional enough? But guess what? Let me tell you how you can overcome that. Have people always come to you for advice in that regard? Have people come to you for advice in that aspect, in that your relationship matters? If people are confused and they can come and meet you, have people referred others to you that there's this person, I have relationship problem, or he does not know what to do. Please, I refer to this person. Good. He said yes. Now, for the fact, people don't pay. I came to realize that people don't pay for certificates. So if you want to go and become a relationship expert, like your this thing is relationship, if there's a course to study for relationship, what people pay for is a transformation. I get me now. So if people are always coming to meet you and tell you about their relationship problems, and you're giving them solution, and they trust you enough to refer somebody else, let me tell you, you're already an expert. Yes. And the good thing is that people pay for solutions. It's not a matter of because he has a degree in this or a degree in that. No, if this thing is going to help me solve my problem, and I'm sure and I can trust you to do it, then people already trust you with it. So which means you have it. What makes you a professional? You mean maybe a certificate? No, there are many lawyers, there are many people who have certificates and people don't trust them. So you already have trust. That is a great qualification. Your results are your qualification. Your result is what makes you professional in your knowledge. Are you getting me now? So if you realize that you help people, people even refer people come to meet you about their relationship issues because that's what you dropped in. See, let me tell you, that fear is not valid. I told you that I worked with somebody who was scared of trying to sell. Now she's selling. Not only she's selling because she was thinking she's shy, but the problem was fear of, will I be able to get this done? And I tell people something. What's the worst that can happen if it doesn't turn out the way you planned? You will learn. See, I have learned a lot in the course of, practicing and executing um my knowledge monetization. I've learned a lot. Some things may not go exactly as planned, but guess what? Even you can never be dissatisfied. So you say you're not professional enough, relationship issues. People refer other people to you over relationship issues. That result is already your qualification. So take it. So anytime it comes to your thought that I'm not professional enough, say no. I am an expert enough for people to trust me. I'm an expert enough for people to refer others to me. So that is one. Two, you're afraid of starting and stopping in the middle. No, it's just a fear. If somebody came to you for advice, right, about a relationship problem, and you advise the person from beginning to end not to, this is not posting content. So we're not talking about posting content now. We're talking about monetizing the knowledge that people have been coming to you for. So if you advise somebody come successfully go and apply it, what are you stopping in the middle? You've completed how many people have you advised? You have advised many people and you didn't stop at the middle, right? So that you put money to it doesn't mean you will stop at the middle. Start to whether as a coaching, like normal people book a session with you, maybe a 1 hour session, a 30-minute session is also amount. And because people already have word of mouth, and one of the things that when people work with you, as they refer others, you yourself take them to testimonials, help others to even believe. So I want to believe that I've already you're an expert. If people can trust you enough to ask you for solution of that problem and they use it, and also trust you well enough to refer somebody else to you, you're already an expert. Two, the fact that you successfully advise somebody or did that thing for somebody, you're not stopping at the middle. Instead, and one of the things I do in the Lioness Lab is that I help people craft or package their knowledge according to their personality. Some people don't stay too long on something. Yes, you package it according to your personality. Some people are good with coaching. Some people it's a recorded class. People should go and get it. Some people it's a one-on-one session with the person. 1 hour, you're done. If you're not somebody that wants to do a 6 weeks coaching or a 4 weeks coaching like I do in the Lioness Lab, you don't have to. You can just have a 30-minute session. Okay, and before the 30-minute session, the person can fill a form. You already have an idea of the issue. You come in and you start talking. So there's always something for someone. So sometimes people have an idea that if I monetize my knowledge, it has to be in this particular form of packaging, and that packaging does not work for my personality. If that packaging does not work for your personality, there will be a packaging that will work for your personality. Some people just have their stuff packaged together in a PDF. It works for their personality. Some people don't do that. They do one-on-one. And guess what? Some people just do live trainings according to what works for your personality. So most of the time when I work with people, especially when they're trying to execute a goal, whether I'm monetizing the knowledge or just overcoming a resistance inside of them, I ensure that it is tailored to their personality. So I want to tell you that there's always something for your own kind of a person. Now, how do I help people when it comes to overcoming that internal resistance? Because, like I said, many of us, we know what to do. In fact, some of you have taken courses upon courses on how to monetize your knowledge, but you still haven't taken action. So you see, the truth is that sometimes you just need somebody to hold you accountable. One, sometimes it's not accountability because I've held people accountable, but they still won't do. They will ghost you. But I came to realize that one of the effective way is to talk to people one on one, tailor it to their personality, and help them break that resistance. Now, in the Lioness Lab, usually, what I do is that there is something called, there are some specific actions and rituals. There's something called the burning rites, where we get to burn all those restrictions and all those it's very clean and clear, and it has been proven to work. It will break the internal resistance. It always does. And so for those that like, for example, there's cohort 1 of the Lioness Lab is going to be closing on Friday. Yes, on Friday. So if you're thinking of, I want to monetize my knowledge, I know what to do, I'm not looking for who to teach me, that I already know what to do, I know, but I just can't find myself being able to do it, I've been procrastinating on it, I would say join the Lioness Lab for this cohort. Why? Because the week, what we do in the first week is to break every internal resistance that you ever have. Every internal resistance. See, in fact, if you follow through what I say, I guide you, and it does not work, you know what? Just ask for your money back. That is how confident I am of what I am subscribing. Just ask for your money back. If it does not work for you, frankly speaking, ask for your money back, and I will give it back to you. Yes, I used to. That is how sure I am of the method. If by the time you come in after week 1, your internal resistance have not broken, that is seen. I'm not professional enough. What's it called again? Imposter syndrome, fear, whatever you call it. See, I like to say that I initiate people to become to stop hiding themselves and become visible, because the whole process, from even filling the form, it begins to give you clarity, to the week 1 when we do the different specific, both the burning rights and some other simple actions in week 1. See, you begin to see yourself as a lion and a lioness. There's a reason it's called a Lioness Lab, and there's a reason it's called a Refiner's Lab, because the Refiner's Right has something behind it, that you can come out, when you dig the soil and you come out with a gem. When you come out with the ore or a gem, you realize that it is not beautiful at the start. It comes with soil, with a lot of dirt. But when it goes through the refiner's furnace, all those dross is removed, and by the time it's done, you have this sparkling gem. Maybe gold, for example. It's sparkling, it's looking so good. You won't believe it's the same resource that was brought from the soil. That is what happens in the Lioness Lab. So by week 1, all those old things that have stopped you, even though you know what to do, will be shed off. There are specific rites. I tell people that if you're like for Christ, but then there's the part of the baptism, and just that immersing and coming out of the water does something to you. I don't want to go too much details about this, because I always, like I said, tailor it to your personality. I tailor it to your very own person, what works for you. And you will not only be living as a free person. By the end of the Lioness Lab, by the time you're out of the Lioness Lab, you may not even need me to do anything for you. Any other thing you want to do, any other course you want to do, any other monetizing knowledge, or even just taking actions, you'll be able to do it yourself. Why? Because you will come out a changed person. You come out a refined person. But usually, beyond the breaking of the internal resistance, that's what I'm addressing here. Beyond the breaking of the internal resistance, we're also talking about the fact that you would also have packaged your knowledge and at least made a sale before the end of that 30 days. The Lioness Lab is a 30 days execution and implementation session. Now I will entertain question and answers, questions, so that I can answer them. If you have questions, please, you can start dropping them, because there's really a lag from when I get the what's it called, the from when I get the comments. So if you have questions for me, start dropping them now, so that as it drops in, I can, it takes some time for me to see it here. So if you have questions, please drop it, so that I can answer them before the end of this particular live program. Yes, before the end of the particular live program. So just drop it for me. If you have questions, please drop the questions. If you have any questions about monetizing knowledge, about internet, to drop it in the comment there. What happened? Did this stop? Anyway, I want you to drop it in the comment and answer them. Okay, so while I'm waiting for your questions to drop, I'm going to say something. Don't let your imagination stop you. Don't let what you think may happen. Someone said something, as in that people at their deathbed, at one point or the other, that when they ask them what their regrets are, the regrets are always what they could have done but did not do. So guess what? Even if your mind is telling you, what if I don't get it right? You will get it right. Just start. But if you think you cannot do it by yourself, and you need me to help you, to hold your hands and go through the process, join the Lioness Lab. Okay, I think for those who were in the former life, you already knew what the price points. For the sake of those who are just joining, but the real price is 45k, but I brought it down to 26k, and it will never be that price again. So you can always, like I said, please, if you have a question, feel free to join. Okay. But if any other person have a question, please drop. But if there's any question, I'm hoping to, answer them. But face it, do it fearful. Sometimes you do it, but the moment you've done it, you have already passed that stage. But if you can't do it yourself, and you need me to hold you one-on-one, yes, drop it. Join the Lioness Lab. Lioness Lab is closing the next 2 days. Just join the Lioness Lab if you really think you need somebody to hold your hands. But just face the fear. Do it anyway. At least you'll be proud of your help. If you think I can't face it myself, or I can't do this myself, I need help, join the Lioness Lab. I will personally hold you. See, I've worked with people, and I think if you were in the last live, I played someone's testimonial that said, I always tailor, and that is one thing I pride myself in. Unlike many people, that I tailor it to your personality. Your packaging will be tailored to your personality. Your mode of delivery will be packaged to your personality. So you see that I'm packaging everything to your personality. Whatever your fears are, we will handle them in the first week of the Lioness Lab. So I'm hoping that if there are no questions, I guess I'll be wrapping it up. But if you really do have questions, this is the time to, drop it and let me know. You can subscribe to this channel, because from time to time I will also be, I drop videos from time to time on this channel that helps you to be able to exit knowledge or make money online. So that is that. So if you don't have questions, I guess I'll begin to wrap it up here. But like I said, face that fear. Don't let that internal resistance hold you. But if you think that you need help, I can help you. And the way I can do that is for you to join the Lioness Lab. Like I said, the Lioness Lab is closing. Enrollment is closing on Friday. It's closing on Friday. So from Saturday, Sunday, we are kicking off fully. But it's really going to be a very wonderful time, and I'll come and be teaching you how it's actually going. So thank you for joining this live. I really do appreciate your presence. I thank you very much for giving me your time. I want to believe that you have picked something from this life. It's a mirage. You can overcome it. Do it anyways. And if you need help, join the Lioness Lab in order to get help. I'll drop the link to enrolling. Okay, it's according my bank details, but I can drop a seller link, to join the Lioness Lab if you're interested, like you want me to work with you personally. But even if you don't want me to work with you personally, you have gotten to know that it is just a mirage. I myself had those fears, but I faced it. And today, not only have I monetized different areas of my life, I'm now helping people to monetize. So thank you for coming around there. Do have an amazing evening. And I want to say cheers to your success. Bye.